السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. How are you, engineers? Mechanical engineers for our courses are talking about the QCDD examining for mechanical engineers. My name is Mohammed 𝗖cie. I will be your instructor for this one and the training for the civil defense exam for the mechanical, inshallah. Hopefully you will enjoy study with us. We'll go through the mechanical requirements for the civil engineer, for the mechanical engineer to pass the civil defense exam requirements. Within the course, we'll talk about number of the topics which is related to the civil defense and the NFPA. We'll go through the QCDD requirements for the guidelines, which was last updated in February 2022, the latest one. Actually, it was 15th of February 2022. We'll talk about the high hazard classifications area within the buildings. What is the related NFPA standards and the latest editions of the NFPA? What is the major area for the civil defense for approvals, inspections? First, number one, the life safety. And the civil defense, they are interested to provide the life safety and the hazards protection for the people occupying the buildings itself. We'll talk definitely about the life safety concept and the principles for the civil defense. And we'll talk about the firefighting systems, your area of interest. We'll talk about air conditioning, mechanical ventilation systems, which will be related the requirements of the civil defense with respect to HVAC systems for air conditioning, distribution of the air condition, and the interfacing between the air condition system and the fire alarm systems as well. Location of the damper, what is the requirements and the types of the dampers. Not only this one, we'll talk about the ventilation system for pressurization system in the stair, in the fire lobbies, in the fire smokes and the smoke in the stop lobby, in the staircases as well, in the pressurization for the systems, even within the parking areas, what would be the evacuation and the smoke extraction system within the parking and the basement areas, what are the requirements exactly. Talk about the classification of the building construction related to the fire risk, and definitely escape routes and the egress routing, number of exit depending on the number of the floors and the occupancy of the building. You might asking, what would be the requirements for the civil defense? We are a mechanical engineer. Why we have to study the life safety and the egress routing? It's mainly architect. As you will be certified engineer for the civil defense, you will be responsible for the building operational and the design and the constructions as well. You will be responsible to consider all the factors required to save the life of the people for the occupancy. It will be required for you as well. And as we said, our interest from this course not only to giving you the way how to pass the exam. This is the least interest for me. My main interest from this course to give you understanding, knowledge, awareness about the civil defense requirements globally, about the NFPA related systems, to be as an engineer, mechanical engineer, having a basics and the fundamentals understanding about the requirements for the life safety systems, fire alarm, firefighting, life safety, egress routings as well, will be interfacing to each other. You should be aware about this one. It is meaning a life of the persons for the building where you are taking care of it. Again, we'll talk about the safe escape routes and lobbies, the regulation of the civil defense with different occupancy and different building types. This one, till here, this is the exam. But we will give you more information, not only for passing the exam, which you will need it during our professional working and the project you will handle it. What will be the submission calculation, and the drawings for the civil defense, starting from DC1 and the DC2, and the submission for the inspection and the as-built drawing submission for the civil defense. What is the documents required? What is the level of information you have to show it? What is the level of details you have to show it for the calculation, for the hydraulic calculation of the fire pump? What I have to make the calculations? What will be level of detailings here and there? We'll give you all of this one. In addition to the exam, you need this one to practicing as certified engineer. What will be the comments or the interest for the civil defense is the points they are going to inspect it during the visiting for the inspection and the certification of the building. Either it is renewal for maintenance or inspection for the building of the first time. What are the points they are going to check it? What you have to be considered as well. So we'll talk about it in details, passing the exam and applying the civil defense requirements and the NFPA. Who will be required to make the exam? Civil defense requiring whoever engineers, whether a consultant or a contractor or facility management, asset management, taking care for the maintenance of the life safety, fire alarm, and the firefighting systems as well to be certified. So who will be supervising or supervision consultants, or who's working with testing, commissioning, maintenance for the buildings related to the civil defense and the life safety systems should be certified from the civil defense. The minimum requirements to be certified as a UPDA, a minimum grade C will be required. Trainee now, they are not allowed to passing the exam. Passing the exam, it should be going through your company. You cannot apply it yourself as a person. It has to go through your company, through the PRO. That's why the company should have an approved engineer and should have a registered acceptance systems related to the civil defense within the registration card of the company. Once the PRO submitted your paper, you will get an application for the exam within 5 to 10 days maximum to apply and present it for the exam. In our study, definitely we'll talk about the Civil Defense Department requirements, the latest edition of the Technical Requirements Guide 2022, which we talk about the occupancy types, educational occupancy, assembly, residential, mercantile, business, and residential, and having a part of annex talking about all the in details for refugee floors, electrical rooms, firefighting rooms, fire pump, firefighting systems, and the guidelines for the firefighting systems, which is very important for you. This annex, and we'll go through it in details one by one. Within the exams, as a civil defense technical requirements guidelines, it is talking about the overall requirements of civil defense. They are referring always to the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, what will be the sections related to the mechanical exam. First of all, NFPA 10, talking about the portable fire extinguishers. Second one, NFPA 13, talking about the sprinkler systems and the standpipe and the hose system, NFPA 14. NFPA 20 will talk about the pump, the firefighting pump or stationary pumps for the fire protection and how to maintain it in NFPA 25. ACMV, which related to the smoke control system, 92, and mainly the life safety system and the life safety codes related to NFPA 101, chapter number 7, the main chapter for the means of egress. Giving you as well NFPA 170, which is not part of the exam, but you need it for all signage and the direction. You have to put it and install it on the site, and what you have to consider within your drawing and the submission for the samples as well. We'll talk about the NFPA 750 standard for the water-based fire protection systems. which is newly introduced within the civil defense exam after the edition on February 2022. And the clean agent systems, NFPA 201. It's a little bit around the 10 chapters of the NFPA related to the mechanical. It's a little bit heavy material, I do understand, but inshallah with us will be very easy to get clear understanding how to apply it, what is the requirements, what is the interest for the civil defense I have to cover, and what you have to fulfill it on the site during your design, during your installations as well. As we said, our interest to certify and helping you preparation to be as a good mechanical engineer, good understanding about the life safety systems, not only passing the exam. Passing the exam, it will be as a result. At the end, if you understand what we are saying and going through all of these sections of the NFPA and the QCDD requirements, passing the exam, it will be much more easy for you. Don't worry about it. And looking forward meeting with you, inshallah, with our sessions and classes to go through the NFPA systems and the civil defense, how to explain it and how to pass it. Looking to meet with you, and inshallah, we'll give you all the support you needed to passing the exam. Take care. Salam alaikum.